welcome back, everybody. This is New York Talk. This is a Scan Report. We look ahead, and we've got this Saturday's trip to South Wales, and it's Cardiff City. Tom is with us. How are you doing, Tom?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for being with us. Is it okay to laugh and joke about the weather from last season now? Are we all friends now?
I mean, we won the replay, so yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you beat us 2.5 times last season, which is quite impressive. But yeah, good. Let's talk about also this season. There was obviously the change in management. How does that sort of feel? Because it's always for me when I look from the outside, when you see a foreign manager coming in who doesn't know the league, no experience, it's always a bit of a worry. But it seems like it's gone really well.
Oh, absolutely. He's taken like a duck to water. I don't think it could have gone much better, to be honest. It was a really frustrating kind of build up before we appointed Errol. It was just taking so long. There were rumours about, we're looking within England, we're also looking in North America, we're looking across Spain and Portugal and where have you, and all these names just coming out of nowhere. Like you had your usual suspects, you had like your Nathan Joneses. There was talks it might be an internal appointment and that Sol Bamba would have ended up getting the job. And it's just like, it's a bit boring. And it changed about 3 or 4 times of like who it was going to be. And then just like one morning, absolutely out of nowhere, just showed up that we're really close to appointing Errol Bullitt as manager. And the first thing was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Who's he? But then, a little bit more of a look into him. He's managed at a high level. He's the ex-Fenerbahce coach. So, went in with an open mind. It was quite exciting. It was something a bit different. And he really has made this team his own in the short time that he's been here so far. I think kind of the hope is that this is going to be one that's a bit more of a long-term appointment. He's going to be here for quite a few years. And, so far, so good.
And we were talking the transfer business in the summer. The obvious standout name is obviously Aaron Ramsey coming back to the club. I know it's exciting, but were you ever sort of worried that he may not be the same player that he was before? It sounds like a good start. Was ever worried that you're signing him again?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that little bit of kind of worry. Whenever you're bringing a player back after a few years away, there's always a bit, are we getting that we know like the best version of Rambo, or is it just like a glorified retirement tour and he calls it quits in 2 years, So there was a little bit of kind of anxiety, but then at the same time, it's like, there's nobody who knows the club better than Rambo. He's with the crop of young players we got coming through and going to develop over the next few years. He's like the perfect kind of model professional to have there in that environment. But luckily Errol's played him in the right way. He's played him in that kind of number 10 role, and he's absolutely flourished. In fact, I think he's probably done better than I thought he was. But yeah, he's come back. He's hardly put a foot wrong since he's been here. And he's Wales captain for a reason. And hope long may this kind of spell continue.
Yeah, he's got a few goals now. I think everybody's seen the stunner at Leicester. A couple of goals in there, so he's having positive impacts. Not just a symbolic captain; he's having good impacts on the games. Then,
yeah, 100%. We'd be in a worse position without him, without shadow of a doubt.
Is he fit? I know he's always says injury worries. Should he be fit? No, we're recording quite early this week, so it's maybe an unfair question. But should he be fit? Or he's the limit stands about 12 obviously.
I think he should be. There was a few whispers about he's been playing with a knock for South Wales derby and for Wales Latvia, and it's quite funny. It was this big whole discussion between Cardiff and Swansea fans online about him coming off early in the Latvia game. People were saying, "Oh no, he's injured." And then afterwards, it came out, "No, he's actually fine. He just wanted to come off early for the derby." And then apparently he was carrying a little bit of a strain for the derby. But it's a bit of a grey area at the minute. He didn't play against Sunderland, but the manager said that's because of illness. So hopefully, I don't think I really can't see him playing tomorrow or even being in the squad tomorrow, with it being just a Carabao Cup game. So hopefully, we'll be firing fit, ready for Saturday. Like I said, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't be involved.
Mm. And just look at your start of season. It looks good now. Obviously, I think the first 3 games without win, QPR loss in there. Was there ever a worry that it was just going to be the same sort of last season where it's a bit of a struggle, or were there instantly signs that this new manager's got ideas?
I think the signs are there from quite early. It was just about when everybody could gel together, because we brought in quite a few new players, whether it be that on loan or through free agency or what have you. And it was going to take a little bit of time for everyone to kind of know how each other play. So we went in. It's odd for Cardiff fans. We went into this season quite optimistic, which after the last couple of years, that's not really been a thing. But even though there were a few teething problems early on, the football's just been better, with the exception of the QPR game, because I was just woeful. But take that Leeds away, first game of the season, we're 2-0 up at half time. Last year we'd have lost that game, probably 2-0, because our main kind of problem was we weren't taking chances. Like, we were very rarely getting battered. We'd only lose like 1-0 or 2-1 or whatever. Like, we didn't concede that many goals. It's just when we had chances, we never took them. So we could, from kind of early doors, we go to a place like Elland Road, we get 2 kind of, half chances, but we made them count, whereas last year that wouldn't have happened. So I think from then, even though, we went on to draw the game, but Leeds just had a ridiculously good squad that day. And, from there, it's just like, this does feel like a new Cardiff City, and this still could be a really good season for us. And, it's starting to gel. And, it's still very early doors. A lot can change between now and next year. But, the early signs are really, really good.
If you're again early days, but this may be a difficult to answer, but is there any obvious strengths and weaknesses for Cardiff at the minute? Is there a really strong area you're sort of concerned about?
I think probably like our biggest strength at the minute is just like how kind of more cutting edge we are with our chances now. So like I said, last year we had chances, but we never really took them. Whereas now it looks like we're a little bit more kind of, cutthroat with what we got. It's not 100% there yet. There are the odd sitters we do miss. The odd times we think, if you just cut it back, then we could have been in for a goal there. So, but it's something that's improving game by game, and players are starting to gel a little bit more. Players are starting to come into their own. So as long as we can kind of keep that going, I suppose the big, not sort of concern, but biggest hope is just momentum at this rate. Like, regardless of what we do, we just need to keep this ball rolling, because the championship, it's so kind of brutal. You get one iffy result, and then you're playing again in a few days' time, and one bad result can turn into 3 bad results pretty quickly. So I think the biggest thing for us is going to be momentum to keep it going. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be yet. A concern a little bit was defence, but that seems to have tightened up a little bit over the last few weeks now. As again, I've said it loads of times, but because there's so many new players there, all the players are kind of start to understand their roles a little bit better. They kind of understanding how they can play with each other, what their teammates' strengths and weaknesses may be, and just like starting to get that sort of best 11 kind of together.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's finish on a prediction, Tom. What do you think? How is Saturday going to play out for us both?
So I live in Hope, which is again odd for a Cardiff fan. The whole time I've been thinking, these are going to be, it's going to be tough. It's going to take time to gel and what have you. But the form we're in is like frighteningly good. I can't remember us in recent memory certainly playing not only as well as we have, but managing to get these results as well. And for that reason, I think we keep it going. I do think we're going to win. And I think to give a score, I think it's going to be 3-1 to Cardiff.
Sounds about right. Our away record is 9 wins in 96 away games.
Oh dear.
18 away games without a win in all competitions. So, yeah, the safe money's on Cardiff this weekend, I think. Thank you for being with us, Tom. If anybody wants to find any of your stuff, mate, where can they sort of have a look, see for you, basically?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter or X or whatever it's deciding to call itself this week, at Thomas Taylor 4. That's Thomas without a H. Then in my bio, you'll find linked my blog, which isn't a Cardiff one or a football one. It's just like a general sports one. So whatever you're kind of into, whether that's football, whether it's boxing, cricket, rugby, NFL, whatever, doing a series of pieces at the minute about the Rugby World Cup. So, if that's your cup of tea, if that's something you're interested in as well as football, then be sure to give a read and hear my wafflings. And if you like them, or if you dislike them, then, leave a comment.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate you doing this.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, everybody who's watched and listened. And if you liked it, subscribe to the YouTube channel and give it a thumbs up if you can. That would be appreciated. And see you all next time. And up.